Hello, football enthusiasts. Welcome to Matchday 2 in the African Cup of Nations 2025 happening in Morocco. It's been an interesting match so far, an interesting tournament. Starting from the kickoff match in Morocco, the host nation played with Comoros. That was an interesting game. In as much as the Comoros didn't bring the game to the Moroccan side, I think they gave so much respect to the host nation. You can't even blame them because the crowd was enormous. It was magnificent. So it was a win for the Moroccan side. Yes, the Comoros stalled the game because they tried to hold back and just to defend, to see how they actually draw the game, wait for counter-attacks, which didn't happen, which wasn't really much successful. But today was a different day. Today comes with a whole different side attraction, different passion, different momentum, different tempo. And I must tell you, if you're not watching African Cup of Nations right now, you're missing, because there's a whole lot of talking points, whole lot of dramas, quite an unexpected and unpredicted outcome happening right in African Cup of Nations, starting from the second game of the tournament. So before we actually do much, we have to go into the match that we had for today. We have Mali against Zambia, we have South Africa against Angola, and we have Egypt against Zimbabwe. One good thing about this, Mali and Zimbabwe are the remaining Group A. We have the Morocco and Comoros have actually played, in which Morocco is topping the table with 3 points, and Mali and Zambia are left for Group A. While Group B, we have South Africa and Angola, and Egypt and Zimbabwe. Relax. So let's take it a step at a time. So let's talk about the first game, which is have to do with the Mali and Zambia. This game was really, really tough. When I talk about tough, this game was entertaining. Both teams came out to play. Both teams had the eyes for the prize, but it's how it is. You can't actually know what it is until the final whistle. And we have the penalty was actually missed in the first half by the Malian side, which have given them an early lead, but they happened to lose out that, making it the second penalty loss in this tournament, apart from the fact that the Moroccan side lost a penalty kick in the first kickoff game of the tournament. So this the Malian side scored earlier this first minute, which in the second half, and Dhaka equalized at the extra time. Even when they thought that all hope was gone, but they managed to squeeze in a leveler, making it a shared point. It was an interesting game because one thing I'm looking about this game between the Mali and Zambia, this is a team, it's a group I think there's going to be much struggle, because you have Morocco, you have Mali, you have Zambia, and you have Comoros. In as much as Comoros didn't bring their A game on the first game, yes, it is a first game, a whole lot of things are played into it. Like I'll say home advantage, but the fans were overwhelming for them, I can see that. And they tried to hold it in the first half, tried to pack the pass and hold them up in the game, but they couldn't even hold it for so long before the Moroccan side took the lead. The reason I'm emphasizing on this Comoros game is this seems to be the team that I don't really feel so confident with, because of what the game they played against Morocco. But that's just the first game. No one can actually judge them based on the first game. There's still more game to play. They still have Mali and Zambia to try out their luck on. But looking at what Mali and Zambia did, both team came out to play. Both team gave us an entertaining game. I don't see Comoros having a chance with them. But this is football, and this is African football tournament, so you never said never until the balls are rotten. So this is it for the final game for the Group A. Although we still have 2 more games, but for now, the Group A have completed their 1-1 match. And now let's focus on the next game, which is the Group B. Now, talking about Group B, it was a really good game with the South Africa and Angola. South Africa had a first lead in the game, which actually equalized. Which I think that was when I thought that South Africans were not going to make it, because the game was super intense, was super interesting. Both teams came out to play, unlike the Comoros again and Morocco. I keep emphasizing on this because that game really, I didn't really expect the outcome. So I'll keep emphasizing on that for you to know that South African game against Angola was really a spectacle, because both teams came out to play. They gave us those African tournament sensation that we're all looking for. It was unpredicted. Even when we thought that all hope was lost for Bafana, they still find a way to squeeze in a lead goal at the extra minutes of the game. So when Barnes actually scored it was like, wow, what just happened? So when you thought that the colors have actually drawn, there's still something to come out, and Bafana pulled out a good comeback to actually win the game by 2-1. We've noticed something so far, apart from the Comoros and Morocco. You understand that each team has been scoring. We have a 1-1 situation that was between the Mali and Zambia. We also have the South Africa and Angola, with South Africa winning 2-1. If you notice, both teams also score. That shows you that everyone is out for the trophy. All eyes is on the prize. And I'll tell you for free, looking at this group here, looking at this South Africa and Angola group, I don't really see Zimbabwe making it out. Yes, I'm gonna come to that, but Zimbabwe is a team I don't see coming out from this group. But let's actually go to the next bit, which is the Egypt and Zimbabwe. This was a match to watch. If you didn't watch African Cup of Nations, but please make sure you watch today's game, because all of them were all magnificent, ball-dropping moments. This is a situation whereby Zimbabwe had a lead in the first half of the game. They actually drove all over to the second half before Mamouche was a wonderful pick in the second half of the game to actually level the game. Before at the extra time again, then you have Mo Salah was actually looked at the end of the game throughout. It was really difficult. He tried to make some magic along the side in the first half, giving some crosses, but they were all near misses. He was really out of the game, the maximum of the game. Somehow he managed to control the ball in the second half of the game in the extra time and actually put the ball far net that the goalkeeper stretched but couldn't even have a hand to put it out of play, which gave them the winner they really deserve, because Egypt brought the game. Zimbabwe, yes, tried to put in some hot runs, attack with the game. They were all little, but at the end of the day, the Pharaohs were able to contain them, and it would be a disappointing night for them if they have actually lost the game or actually drew the game. But they did what know how to do best, especially with the King Salah right there. Even when you think that he was out of the game, he still managed to steal one out. You know, all these things you can actually predict them, because when you think someone is at his lowest, the next can come out, they stay around to give you a stinker. Before we actually go forward, I just wanted to let you know that feel free to subscribe on all our social media platforms, on Instagram, on Facebook, on X, also on LinkedIn, and put on the notification button so that you get to follow us on all updates that's actually coming up right there in the African Cup of Nations. And in case you really want to know about all this, you can still watch our previous post-match analysis for yesterday right on Black Sport Podcast. It's also on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, also on Amazon Podcasts, and all podcast platforms. Feel free to actually have a quick look to see what really happened yesterday between the Morocco and Comoros. So looking at this, I would say Salah scored the 15th goal for the international side, which is something he looked forward to. Only 2 players actually done that for the Egyptian side. So I must say Salah has a lot to do, because quite a lot is expected of him before we ushered into the African Cup of Nations. You saw how they were struggling in the EPL. So Liverpool have been struggling in with There's been a whole lot of debate on him not winning the African Cup of Nations. So I think this is the right match and the right win for him to push his momentum towards claiming the title as the champions of Africa. I think this is something that Salah actually need in his glove, because it's going to change a whole lot of perspective of how people see him, because Salah is one of the players that actually won it all. Almost, yes. If you put in World Cup into there, you also put in AFCON, but he needs to start from somewhere. And I think this is a better time for him to show that he is really the African king that we have actually been saying that he is. And just want to talk about, Mamush was actually really, really fantastic. He actually ended up being the man of the match. He was his dribbles. I think there's a way, you support a superstar. You don't need to know. A superstar knows a way to reveal himself. Even when you think that everybody's actually hiding, nobody actually playing to expectation. Not like we expected for Salah throughout the game, but Mamush was able to hold the team together and make out something out of nothing until the final minute before Mo Salah joined to actually give the Egyptian side actual win. They need to secure the 3 points, and this is actually looking good for them, if you ask me, because every team needs wants to win their first game, and the reason for that is winning your first game boosts your momentum, boosts your morale into the other coming games. Yes, that does not mean if you lose it, just like same way other team lost it, like the Commonwealth lost it today, and also like Zimbabwe lost it, and that does not mean that they can't come back. And like you all know, this African Cup of Nations, most teams which you expected not to be up there is actually up there. Just same way Zimbabwe were the first to score, we saw the Egyptian side struggling around, finding a way to see how they can actually come back in the game, in which they did, which is why they are one of the expected favorites in this tournament, surely with Mo Salah doing what he knows how to do best. So looking at this, let's have a look what the features will look like for tomorrow, because tomorrow is another day for the African Cup of Nations, which is going to be a match day 3. And in the match day 3, we are going to have 4 games. Unlike today, we have only 3 games. So tomorrow, we're going to have 4 games. We have Congo DR against Benin Republic. We also have Senegal against Botswana. We have Nigeria against Tanzania, and we have Tunisia against Uganda. This Wednesday game is something. This Wednesday game is something this is a Tuesday game. Yes, this Tuesday game is something I'm looking critically, because there's a whole lot of expectations. For the first game, everyone expects Congo to win, everyone expects Senegal to win, everyone expects Nigeria to win, everyone expects Tunisia to win. I'm going to tell you, this is not going to happen. Yes, I said it. The same way I said, I think Congo is going to win, Senegal is going to win, Nigeria is going to win, Tunisia is going to win. These are expected wins, but we know this African Cup of Nations, twist is always there. So if we have to have a twist, I think one of the twists I'm going to see is Nigeria. Nigeria might not win this game. They might actually struggle. Looking how they actually came into this tournament with a couple of matches they had. They lost in the playoff leading to the World Cup. So I don't know if the team have their eyes on this tournament. Time will tell, because I'm seeing Nigeria not actually being 100% winning this game against Tanzania. That's where I have my doubts. But in terms of Congo winning Benin Republic, that should be a sure win. And Senegal winning Botswana, that should be a sure win. And Tunisia against Uganda, Tunisia winning Uganda should be a sure win. The one I'm much more skeptical about is Nigeria winning Tanzania. It might happen with a draw, but winning, that you have to show that they want it, because so far they have not shown that they really they're favorites on paper, but they need to show that they're favorites on the field of play, which we're going to witness tomorrow, being Tuesday. Although I plan to have a live guest here in the studio while we go through what's going to happen in the Nigerian Professional Football League, also because we're going to talk about why some players were not picked. We'll talk about the list about Nigeria, talk about why they didn't make the World Cup, and also coming to this tournament if they actually win or not. But I know I'm not going to go more into details of this, because the outcome will determine how we're going to swing it tomorrow. But like I said, I'm not certain that Nigeria might win tomorrow, because the team doesn't seem to have the synergy together to pull it off. But time will tell. We'll know about that by in the coming hours when Nigeria take on Tanzania by 5:30 UK time. Don't forget that this is being shown in Channel 4 in UK, so please feel free to actually catch all the home matches. Don't miss anyone, because if you're missing, you're really missing on the fun and the passion that comes with the African Cup of Nations. So this we're going to draw the curtains for the match day 2 of the African Cup of Nations happening in Morocco, and just to actually bring you up to speed so far what's happening. South Africa had a good 2-1 win, and also you have Egypt has also a good 2-1 win, and then you have the draws actually came into the tournament, which is the first 1-1 draw in the tournament. But that's not something that's actually expected, but it's something that we're going to be seeing more often, because there are going to be more draws in this tournament apart from Mali and Zambia. So I get to see you tomorrow while we go through all these match days and know who is going to come out victorious, who's going to top the table as other A and B has actually did. So time will tell. Let's see. Tune in tomorrow as we go through the African Cup of Nations tournament and post-match analysis. And don't forget, this time around, we're going to have someone in the studio to take us through all this and what we'll be expecting on the hours we say. See you tomorrow. Signing out. I'm Mr. Uche, as always. Ciao.